Welcome back to Masterpiece Tarot. I'm Tala, also known as the Nerdy Healer, and I wanted to come on and just do one more reading for today. I'm going to do a Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine read. Thank you to the folks who have subscribed. I very much appreciate it. Don't forget to like and share, and thank you, Spirit, for the messages that you are about to bring through. Yeah, so we'll do masculines on the left, feminines on the right, past, present, future, and then we'll clarify. I do need to shuffle. Let's see if we can get any messages here that will be interesting for you. All right, Spirit. I'd like to get some information for the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine Collective. I'll pull bridging cards at the end to see what the connection is, anything between the two that we might want to know about. So Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, gender doesn't matter. We all embody both masculine and feminine energies. So, you know, flip as needed, flip the roles. All right, Spirit, let's pull 3 cards for the masculine here. Whoop, that one is upside down. Let's see if the cards are mixed up. Nope, they're not. Okay. So 8 of Wands. This can be fast communication, incoming energy. All these wands are pointing towards one direction here, almost like they're going towards a target. Here's the present energy of the masculine. We got strength. I believe that's Leo energy. Fire sign. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And a 10 of Cups in the future. All right. And let's see, let's do feminines here. 6 of Pentacles here. Right about there. All right, so 6 of Pentacles. This is equal give and take, reciprocity, being generous, charitable. We see an infinity sign there in the back, in the background. And in this card, it looks like there's a bit of a river, like a waterway of some kind. I think it looks like water. In the present, Page of Wands. All right. Younger energy, fire, fire sign. And a 6 of Cups, past life soulmate. All right, Spirit, thank you for those. What are we getting here for masculine? We've got fast movement, we've got strength, and a 10 of Cups. This to me looks like a masculine who is in his power, and he's moving towards something that he wants, something that's fulfilling, something that's happy. In this card we see a couple with a couple of kids. We see a rainbow. Sometimes I think of rainbows as like the rainbow bridge, right? That kind of journey that we take as we're moving towards a more healed state. Let's get some clarifiers for the 8 of Wands. thinking about communication, movement, hitting a target. This is in the recent past. So what have you got, Spirit? Help us clarify this. All right, we got a Two of Pentacles. Juggling. Trying to keep some semblance of balance here. Another Eight of Wands. Gosh, you guys, I have had so many cards like this where the one clarifies the other. It's kind of crazy. All right, so that's a confirmation of that fast movement. And the Nine of Swords. Well, what I'm getting here, I'm wondering if this masculine has been trying to keep things balanced, but has sort of failed somehow. Whatever's happened here has left them feeling all up in their head, unable to sleep. What am I going to do? And it looks like what am I going to do is I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something quickly. I'm going to choose a path or a target, whatever that may be. And I'm going to, you know, move in that direction. All right. Yeah, something's happened here in the past. This could be regret. This could be, yeah, I'm wondering with the Strength card. Well, let's get cards out before we go too far with our imagining what it might be. So Strength. I'm kind of getting that there's regret here. I think I'm getting it because of the Juggling card, you know. The Tower. Alright, so this is what's going on currently. Needing to be strong because something is crumbling. A Ten of Swords, needing to be strong because there's a huge betrayal. Either they've betrayed somebody with the juggling, or they're feeling betrayed. And the Seven of Cups. Yeah, sense of needing to keep the options open. Needing to be okay with not knowing, maybe. Right, because the Seven of Cups can be about illusion. I'm getting the sense of needing to be strong because of the juggling in the past. And there's a sense of not, I don't know if it's not knowing better, but maybe so. You know, like the Tower crumbling, something crumbling is kind of a consequence, right? With the Ten of Swords, of making a choice that's somehow out of alignment with Spirit. So, and we see this person like taming the beast. Yeah. And so tell us about this Ten of Cups. That's quite a positive outcome here. So I'm interested to know, why is the Ten of Cups here? What can we know about this? Judgment. All right, well, maybe there's a sense of either paying the karma and being able to then, you know, change direction, flip the tables. Maybe things will suddenly turn. Maybe the Tower comes down and now there's room to build something healthier and better. Maybe this person is awakening to their true nature, or understanding things. Maybe this person has stepped into onto more of a spiritual path, and they're understanding that, you know, following Spirit's guidance is often the way to a better life. Four of Cups. Not sure if they want to receive it. You know, you might, if you are the masculine listening, you might, for some reason, not want to accept that cup. Maybe the divine is trying to offer you a cup, right? With that judgment, with that angel there. So my question is why? Why the Four of Swords, Spirit? Why the reticence? Why the holding back? Ace of Cups. Holding out for new love. Not having a sense of self-love. Again, the divine is offering this love. There is really a sense here that something is available to this masculine. This might be you. Something really beautiful is available here in the future. This individual is not sure if they want to accept it, though. So, you know, this juggling might be a comfort zone. This might actually be what's normal. Somebody's maybe done this for a long, long time. And the thought of getting out of it and taking fast action somehow leaves them feeling up in their head. Maybe there's an inner conflict of some kind, right? This could be somebody who has one foot in one world and another foot in a different world. And maybe they're having a hard time integrating the two. Because I was drawn over here on the feminine side, so this could be an aspect of the masculine. Right? Equal give and take, but the infinity symbol, and here we have it again. So if this person has a split within themselves, right, it could cause this, this kind of back and forth. Could cause that feeling of an identity issue. It could cause, pressure, right, to take some kind of decisive action towards one target. But what's interesting is that we actually have two targets because we have two cards. So maybe this is kind of a normal state of being for this masculine. I'm not sure. Whatever it is, there's a sense, though, of regret. Like, if this is who I truly am, and this makes me feel like this, how do I reconcile these two things? I'm going to try. I'm going to take fast action. But that's all I can do. I don't really know where I'm going. I don't know what will become of this. There's a feeling like this is what I'm going to be doing for the foreseeable future, juggling with that regret card. And here in the current, there's a need to be strong. Yeah, this really is backing up what we were just talking about in the recent past. Okay, maybe this way of living, or this way of being, or this way of thinking about oneself is causing things to crumble. There's this natural force at play. It could be somebody's nature. Okay. It could be the structures of society. With the tower, it's a structure, a construct. The person falling out of the building here is a feminine energy in this card. That may be significant. Perhaps this masculine's energy or choices keeps causing towers for others or for an aspect of himself. Maybe it's the part that would like to receive. Right? So there's a real sense of regret, pain. I'm going to say pain. This is painful. There are a lot of choices that need to be made here, I'm sensing. And it's not clear always which one to choose. There's a need to be very strong. And you know, as I'm looking here at this strength card, you can really see that there's almost a split. You know, on the one side of the face it's a lion, and the other side it's a girl's face. Again, we have an infinity symbol on her arm. I'm really getting strongly that this masculine that I'm reading for, this may be you. You may be, I'm wondering if it's like living a double life or having two parts of yourself that aren't well integrated. You know? You wear one hat over there and the other hat over here, kind of a thing. And this can cause cognitive dissonance. It can cause low self-esteem because you feel like you have to hide something. So the question would be, why do you feel like you have to hide something? What are the core beliefs underlying a thought like that? A belief like that? What's at the very foundation of that? You know, is it that you won't be loved, you won't be understood, you won't be accepted? Why do you choose to continue to live in a way that you have to juggle when it causes so much pain? 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords. And with that, a lot of times we get like a cognitive dissonance too, but I'm not seeing that on the cards so much. Not even cognitive dissonance, but dissociation, okay? Where part of you checks out and the other checks in, right? Part of you checks out when you're in this one energy, and then you put the one in the box and put on the other shoe when you're in the other. It kind of feels like that a little bit. I don't know why I'm getting it, but I am. I'm really getting it, Spirit. Oh, whoops, here, let's finish. And so in the future, so now here we have a potential. This masculine and feminine, like arm in arm, enclosed, enveloped, held in this kind of satin rainbow. This, to me, says integration. So masculine, you may find that as you move ahead on your healing journey, you may move more into a state of integration. You know, all of these different cups of different colors, they are part of this like rainbow bridge. When you look here, these are also aspects or choices, but there's not a sense of integration. This is one thing and another thing, and you know, thing 3 and thing 4 and thing 5. So this is like on the other end of the spectrum. Like these cups here form a cohesive whole, right? Symbolic of like a healed psyche. This, on the other hand, represents parts of self that may be disconnected, disparate. Could be a real sense of confusion. There's nothing whole about this scenario. This is fragmentation. This is wholeness. So there's a sense that at some point here, you're in the current, you're in this kind of state of confusion, fragmentation. In the future, this is what's coming in, this 10 of Cups. So there's some kind of, and this looks like a big healing journey. Look at that. I wish that was like a water slide. I want to like travel on that for like a week. That looks fun. But there's something that is going to shift, I think, to get you over here. So let's see what that is. Let's see what else we can know here. Well, all 3 of these cards depict the divine handing something to you. The divine is very strongly trying to bring something in for you in the near future. It could be love. Okay, an offer of, this is an offer of love. This is a cup. This is a fresh start in love. This would be like a new partner. The Ace of Cups. A fresh start in love. And this would be like divine judgment, like a divine gift of awakening, right? An invitation to receive spiritual guidance. So I think masculine, if you're listening, I think this really strongly suggests that there is a lot of healing in the future for you. Now, I don't know, maybe we'll pull cards to try to figure out how you go from this into this. I do think this strength card plays a part. I mean, we can very visibly see that split there. So, like if this person were to look in a mirror, they would see it. They would see it very clearly. And, you know, this animal represents the wild part of ourselves, right? The untamed. I mean, that is actually a domesticated animal. But in the other card, it's like it's a lion, which is a animal of prey, right? Which is interesting. It's flipped in a little bit of a way. So maybe in this picture depiction, we can say that this strength energy is taming the domesticated part of self, the part that says, don't speak up, don't break the rules, keep the status quo. You know, maybe there's strength in needing to tame that part so that more attention can be given to this wild part of self, so that you can look at it, reflect on it, try to understand it, pay attention to it. This part of you that may be doing something that's leaving you feeling all up in your head, like you've betrayed yourself, or that you have betrayed others as a result of your actions. That's what I'm getting here. There's a need to examine what's hidden, maybe. The not so obvious. Examine the not so obvious. You know, this is a card, like, these swords are also about, in some way, restriction. And I think there's a real need to look at where are you maybe restricting yourself from growth. How are you restricting yourself from getting on your true, authentic path to abundance, wish fulfillment? You know, what fears are holding you back with all those swords? Okay, let's move over here to feminine side. Six of Pentacles, reciprocity, equal give and take, being generous, being charitable. And manifestations, embodying what we want to see in the world. All right. A Queen of Swords, a Three of Cups, and a King of Wands. All right. I'm picking up on a feminine who is living in the moment with this Three of Cups, celebrating, having fun. There's a younger energy, masculine fire sign, somebody who's creative, somebody who likes to do stuff, get stuff done, kind of in the periphery, looking away a bit. But here, and we have a Queen of Swords. This is somebody who is discerning. They are a truth speaker. They like to articulate what's on their mind, and they will cut out what doesn't serve. They will speak the truth. And with this reciprocity, I get the sense this is somebody who's just looking to live a balanced life. Live a balanced life. Have some fun. Okay, stay on the path. Be open to giving and receiving, which comes through more in this card than in the traditional card. But I really like this image here. It conjures more of that giving and receiving rather than charity. You know, in the traditional card, there are two people receiving from one person. But here, it's like these two people are receiving from the divine, the heavens, something metaphysical, something from the beyond, something cosmic. And with this water down here, you know, I feel like this is a healing. Something's being healed in the way that this feminine may be living her life right now. And this is in the recent past, so let's see what else we can get here. So for right now, again, we have a young energy, young fire sign, a doer. In fact, we have a Page of Wands and a Page of Wands. So we've got two of them right here. Transitioning, it's like the bridging. It's a Page of Wands masculine moving into a Page of Wands feminine, which brings to mind that infinity symbol where, you know, we all do have the masculine feminine energy and within us, and so it's like weaving those parts of ourselves together so that the fabric between them becomes interwoven, strong, cohesive. We have a Knight of Wands that appears to be approaching the Page of Wands. So this is a doer. So he's moving towards her. All right. And he's, you know, a creative guy. This could be passion. He could be coming towards her in a passionate way. With attraction, with creativity, wanting to start something up. Behind that, a Five of Cups. Why the Five of Cups? Why this feeling of regret and loss, remorse? Don't know. That's a masculine. That energy is definitely in contrast to these two fiery dancers here. Let's see here. Injustice. Well, I'm kind of getting that this may be some kind of a new start, all right? We've got this Knight of Wands moving towards this young person, this young, energetic, creative, dancing person. Somebody else is looking on. This is somebody in regret and in remorse. And looking on there, behind that, they're all facing her, okay? So, in fact, these people could maybe not even be related to each other. The masculine might just be an onlooker, or he could be related. You know, he might see that there's a Knight of Wands coming in for this Page of Wands. These two fire signs hooking up, coming together. And there might be a sense of loss, regret, remorse. There's a sense that something is lost because these two may be coming together. And this could be out in the community, like she's in the wild nature. We can't really tell where he is, but we know he's out on the road. This person is near the city or near the town. And so these two are like going to this wild place. And I'm kind of picking up too because it's like on the same line with the strength when we're talking about this kind of wild energy. And this could also be somebody else, an onlooker. Justice brings fairness. There's a weighing of the scales that's happening. This Five of Cups could have been somebody that did her dirty. Or shit, he could have done him dirty. Looking at what what the masculine's going through over here. If we're just going to say it's a masculine that's connected. Okay, and the justice might be that, you know, your karma is watching, standing by and watching. You know, maybe he had some interest in one of them or both of them that is now being lost. Maybe it was an opportunity. Maybe it was an investment. Justice seems to be suggesting that something is being made fair here in the current energy for this feminine, and it could involve a new connection, a passionate new connection. Let's get this last. So the Six of Cups. All right, so this is past life energy, past life soulmates. This could be a reunion. I find this card interesting because this is a really cool interpretation, you know, the depiction that's here. Like in the traditional deck, there's 2 children, and I think a couple of animals too, pets. But here we have a man and a child. And so this card suggests that, you know, there's a reunion with the inner child, with a parent figure. There's a coming together or bringing together with the mature and the innocent aspects, you know. We start out young and innocent. We go through life. We get mature and we learn things. We can get jaded. But this card suggests that there's a reunion between this mature person who's seen a lot and this innocence, this inner innocence. And the golden retriever puppy and the older golden retriever mirror that. But it also shows that this is a companion that's been like a spirit animal that has been accompanying you on this journey for lifetimes. This is one of your guides. You're not alone. Like, you have animal familiars. You have energies that travel with you through time. And so for the feminine here, yeah, there's a sense of harmony in that. There's a sense of cohesiveness. This is somebody who's in a transitional time in life. This is like not a child and not a grown adult. Like, there's still this whimsical sense of possibility here for the feminine that I'm talking to. This could be you. So there's a sense that this is a protected journey for you. This is a sacred, protected journey. Okay, so we have the Star card, healing. What's the healing about? We've got a Page of Cups and a Six of Swords. Okay, we've got 2 sixes here, bookending. So I think we do see that this offer of love is coming in. Okay, with the Page of Cups. Well, actually it's not coming in. The Page of Cups isn't really moving. This is somebody who's just understands the cups, understands love. They understand their emotions. This to me says more like an offer to your soul. It's like an offering to your soul. I get the feeling that you are on a soulful path. You are honoring your spirit and your soul as you move through whatever this period of life is, where you're living in the moment, enjoying the people that are around you, not taking things too seriously, okay, being open to exploring things, especially your life, your sexuality, what brings pleasure. Yeah, and you're protected. This justice is protecting you in a way from whatever this energy is here that's full of regret. And as you move along your path, you're moving into more healing, I would say. You're moving into more healing. So, you know, just because we're young doesn't mean we don't have healing to do, because we carry so much through the generations. So there's a sense that, yeah, you're doing great here, feminine. Okay, you're loving yourself. And then we have this Six of Swords, this moving away to calmer waters. We have another 6 here. And in the traditional deck, there's that older figure that's handing those coins to those two younger and possibly even impoverished. I don't think they're impoverished, but they're in need. They are in need. I kind of just have the feeling that you're leaving whatever doesn't serve you. You are fearlessly moving ahead in your life. Okay? It doesn't really on the cards give that there's been that much choppy waters. There is a little bit of it here. Whoever this person is, this is kind of a mystery. I don't know what that is back here. Maybe you know that person, maybe you don't. Maybe it's kind of in the shadows. Maybe in your innocence you don't recognize it yet. But you are living in a way that's building resilience right now, I would say. This might also imply that, you know, this time when you're kind of footloose, fancy-free, it serves its purpose, right? But at some point, you might recognize, like, hey, this is a little bit more chaotic than I'd like. I would like to sail into calmer waters. I would like to go on this path of maturing, right? I want to get to some place that feels a little more stable. And so this reading here, feminine for you, I feel is about, you know, enjoying this time, this cycle, but also in a way having a vision, having an understanding that, you know, this may not last forever. There may at some point be a need to make a move, seek something else. Okay, well, I wonder how these two energies relate to each other, if at all. Well, they could relate, as a matter of fact. It could be an older masculine. I don't know why I'm saying older. Well, some of these things that he's dealing with, like to have all these swords, you've been through some life. There's a tower coming down. For a big structure to crumble, something's been built. That's why I'm getting the sense that this is somebody older. Okay. And it does take a certain level of maturity to get to this point of integration. I mean, some people get there sooner, but depending on your childhood, how much healing work you need to do, what kind of past life stuff you have, it can take a lot longer. And here, I'm getting the sense that Spirit has like called in reinforcements. It's like this person really needs a helping hand, whoever you are, masculine. Okay, this is like reinforcements from Spirit. So I think, you know, this could be an older masculine. That could have been involved with this younger feminine energy. Okay, and whatever has been going on here with all this fast movement, you know, it almost feels impulsive a little bit. There could be, somebody could have gotten hurt. Okay, somebody else might have been needing to be strong. Somebody in the masculine's energy. They both might need to be strong at this time as the tower comes down. We see the feminine moving away. We see the masculine in some regret. We see the reinforcements being called in for masculine here. We see feminine going, fuck it. Sorry, pardon my language. Screw it. I'm just going to cut out anything that doesn't serve, and I'm going to live my life. I got these friends who want to party. There's this young guy over here. He's over there. He's kind of cute. He's not looking at me, but I could probably get him to turn around. Right? Oh, but wait. There he is. There's somebody. They're coming in. Yay. Action. Right? Maybe this is you, masculine, this 5 of Cups. Looking at, you know, what you've just lost. I don't know. And Justice standing by going, well, maybe it's karma. Maybe this feeling of loss, remorse. Maybe that's divine justice, right? Balancing the scales. And meanwhile, we got over here, feminine or masculine, you know, receiving some healing. Okay. Loving themselves. Facing this card. Maybe even making a decision. And moving on. Moving ahead. Moving away. This is most definitely moving away from this. So I think that's what I'm picking up here. I think we maybe like some bridging cards. We can see what might, any other information like from the past. Let's just see here. Okay. So we have a masculine juggling. We have a feminine partying a little bit here. That's what I'm drawn to. Having a good time. Receiving some, you know, pentacles here. The Hierophant. Oh boy. Okay. Well, somebody, I think, has been watching over. Somebody is aware. Somebody in the community, kind of a guide, a teacher, a mentor, an adult. An adult is watching all this go down. All right. He's connected to the heavens. He's got his feet on the ground. He's got a lot of tools at his disposal. He's got like, I think that's like, is that the popple staff? Right? There's some traditions here involved, maybe some belief systems, maybe these two, maybe they were brought together for a divine purpose, like it would appear for a learning experience, considering that they seem to be, now he could be moving toward her in the future, but I would say in the distant future, because we're going to figure out how do we go from this chaotic, fragmented state to this healed, integrated state. What does that look like? It could be a reunion. Okay, this represents reunion. There could be, but it looks like at least there's going to have to be a separation. Then we have death. All right, well, that's kind of what we're getting here, isn't it, guys? I mean, the tower, the remorse, the chaos. With this one, the fragmentation, the need to flip the script here and take a look at that wild side, right? So taming the part of you that just went along with the rules, what's expected, the traditions, okay? Because when you did that, apparently it led to a tower. Probably because you weren't being true to yourself, would be my guess. There's something here where you're trying to juggle yourself, your true nature, your true authentic self with the cultural norms, expectations, traditions. And it's leaving you and possibly this other person all up in their head, full of remorse, regret, sleepless nights, anxiety, possibly depression. Okay, so death card. Yeah, there's an ending, but there's also a new beginning here. I think on the masculine side, the new beginning, there's no indication that this is closing out, except that we see that in the future there's something that's almost totally opposite. There's a Ten of Cups. So there is an ending to this suffering cycle. Maybe there's an ending to the juggling or to the split. Maybe there's more integration that comes as a result of letting this go. And I'm very strongly getting that maybe the target for this masculine is healing, right? Maybe that's the target. And here on the feminine side, the death, maybe there's an ending to this creep. Sorry, but I'm going to call him a creep. All right? He's a creep. He's probably been voyeuristically watching her or him or them. Just saying. There's an ending to that, though. And guess what? There's a new beginning, too. A passionate new... Something for her. Something for him. Passion. Something they can share that's between them. It's nobody else's business if they want to have this with each other. It sure looks like they do, to me. And this creep can just sit there and watch, or whatever he's going to do, and feel remorseful and regretful because he doesn't belong inside of that dynamic. And that's justice. So, yeah, there's an ending. There's an ending. This might relate to this masculine, for all we know. This so-called creep. That's a very judgmental word. I would prefer to use voyeur. Okay. Let's get one more card here for the future. What is the bridging energy here? Spirit. One more. Healing. Recovery. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. This masculine, this is divine intervention. This is true divine intervention right here. I think masculine knows that he wants to feel happy. He might not know how he's going to get there, but he might be somebody who is, you know, spiritual. He might believe in God. He might, if he can make up his mind to receive the healing. Okay. And also rest, integrate the lessons, integrate what he's learning so that there can be a shift. Because when we sleep, so much gets worked out in our sleep. We are processing the unconscious. We're processing things that aren't even available to us in our conscious state a lot of times. That's why, like, dream analysis is so powerful. Like, our conscious minds repress things that are too difficult to deal with or forgotten or whatever the case may be. Some things are suppressed or repressed and they're not accessible to us. So rest is so important for healing. And over here on feminine side, well, we have the healing, we have self-love, and part of this feminine, part of your healing feminine, may be creating some distance, moving away. Maybe it's a physical move, maybe it's just taking emotional, creating some emotional distance with the water. It might also be a matter of giving it time, right? So I do think these two are related, connected. I wouldn't have guessed it, though, at first. But I think that's about it. Let's just get a couple of these cards, messages. All right. Change. You're being asked to change a part of yourself that no longer feels like the person you've become or are becoming. Change isn't always easy, but letting go of this outdated part of yourself will allow you to align with your true self. Very much what we were talking about. One more, Spirit. What you got? Reassess. You're being asked to take stock of your life and let go of anything or anyone that no longer makes you happy. Notice who and what bring you joy and who and what don't. It's time for some life cleanup. All right, everyone. Those are the messages. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.